everyone, welcome to the Selkares Wargaming channel for the 6th training video on Wargame Island Battle. So this is the second part on the infantry training. Well, this is going to be more a test than a training actually. We've seen in the previous video the different stats of the units. We have specialized infantry for specialized role, ATGM, anti-air and rifle for anti-tank, anti-air and of course anti-infantry and close-quarter anti-tank combat. But the real, and I've explained to you what are the different stats you need to look at when you want to choose units. The real important stats. But one of the categories was pretty much opaque. It was pretty hard to choose. What's the real difference between an assault engineer, which has a napalm rocket launcher, and a sapper, for instance, which has a basic flamethrower. Both can be put in the same category. They have napalm weapons. Both seem to be specialized against infantry, since they have only a rifle and a napalm weapon, so basically anti-infantry weapons. But so the real question is, in the end, which is the best unit to take in game? So this test here is an attempt to answer that question. So basically the test is gonna be like this. I've chosen two types of units. The sapper, the French sapper with the flamethrower. So as you can see, it has 100 napalm rounds, 350 meters of range, and no HE power whatsoever, and a low suppression rate. On the other side, and 10 points, 10 HP. On the other side, the assault engineer, 15 points and 5 HP, but a nice M202 flash with 4 HE power, 282 suppression. So basically, they seem a bit better than the simple sapper. So the real test here is, will the sapper be good enough to take them over the assault engineers? Let's test them. I'm going to test them against 3 different types of units, 3 packed units, going from the basic to the elite infantry. Basic infantry, we've got the Selkares, 10 points, 10 squad man with basic rifle, anti-tank RPG, and a PKM machine gun, which isn't close quarter combat. Then a bit more tougher infantry, the Selkares, with a rifle, an RPG, and a close quarter combat machine gun. And finally, the Spetsnaz, the elite of the packed infantry, anti-infantry infantry. Yeah, that's it. With a rifle, a napalm rocket launcher, and a close quarter combat machine guns. These guys are killers. We're going to see how these units manage. The first test will be testing in the city block, and then we'll make a small test over here, trying to see if they are any different in a forest fight. Let's go. First battle between Selkares and sapper. Both squads have already lost 1 HP, and it's continuing. So as you can see here, the very low rate at which the Selkares lose the HPs is more or less an indication that, of course, the flamethrower indeed doesn't do any damage whatsoever. All the damage seems to be coming from the MAT 49, the rifle of the sapper. Sapper are worried right now, while Selkares are already panicked. So the flamethrower apparently does its job in suppression. So that's pretty nice. Only problem here is that the flames block the line of sight, so the Selkares are for now, well, recovering while the sapper can't shoot at them. 8 against 7, fight is going on, and sapper are starting to lose 5 against 7, and they are routing. The battle is finished for them. So, first verdict, the sappers don't even hold against the basic infantry, even if we thought they would be, anti-infantry squads, which clearly isn't the case in cities. Second test, now let's see how the assault engineers do against the same type of infantry. We've got 10 Selkares versus 5 assault engineers. 9 against 4, 7 against 4, 6 against 4, 4 against 4, and panicked. So apparently, the assault engineers are much better against infantry squads than the sappers are. 4 of them are left, so only 1 loss, and 1 missile, 1 rocket is left in the M202 flash. So that's pretty good. Next test against Selkares. Of course, being slaughtered by the Selkares, I don't see why they wouldn't do anything against Selkares, and this is the case. they are getting slaughtered by the Selkares. They are stunned just like in this battle here. But eventually the sapper routes and get out of combat. The same test will be done with the assault engineers. Will they be able to kill the Selkares as easily as they have killed the Motoselki? Let's find out. As soon as this battle starts, it's a replay, so I have to wait till when I launched it in real time. Here we go. So here we go. We've got Selkares versus assault engineer. And in this case, these guys lose 2 HP, but they still manage to stun the Selkares, put them down to 4 HP, and probably kill them. Once again, the flames and the smoke block the line of sight here, so they don't shoot at each other. But once it's gonna get out, when gonna be out, they'll continue the fight, and one of them is gonna die eventually. And here we go, and the Spado are finally dead, leaving the assault engineer with 1 HP. So these guys are still pretty efficient and managed to kill the Selkares, but it isn't that great. We've got 15-point infantry against 15-point infantry, and these guys are nearly out of ammo. As you can see, no more rockets apart from 1. They have only 1 HP left, so very, very vulnerable. Last test, Sapper versus Spetsnaz. Of course, we all know who's going to win here, so let's put it in times 5. The Sapper are slaughtered, killing only 1 Spetsnaz. And over here, will the assault engineers be able to put a fight against Spetsnaz? We'll see pretty quickly. And the assault engineers are killed. Spetsnaz are still at 7 guys in the squad. So, verdict of this test. Sappers totally useless in a city fight. They don't manage to do anything. They stun a bit the enemy at the beginning, but then the line of sight is blocked by the flames, so they can recover a bit, and then they just slaughter the sappers, who run and rout and go, just stop the fight. The assault engineers, on the other hand, manage to deal some decent damage against some light and medium infantry squads, but in return they are low on ammo and low on HP, so that means that they can push back 1 squad and then are totally useless with no more napalm rounds and no more HPs. They'll just get slaughtered without dealing any kind of damage. So both squads aren't really useful in city fights. So now that we know that they are totally useless in city fights, let's see how they manage in forests. Maybe they'll be better in forests. After all, they do need some kind of role in the game. So here we start once again with the basic test, Sapper versus Motoselki. So just to remind you guys, the first test over there resulted in only 3 kills over there, sorry, for the Motoselki, and the Sappers, basically routing and fleeing the battle. Now 10 Sapper once more against 10 Motoselki, but in the forest. Let's speed a bit the move and pause, go back to 1 and play. In this case the damage is seeming the same than before, but the enemy squad is panicked much faster than in the city, so that gives the edge to the Sapper, who are able to then slaughter the enemy quite easily. So over there, the Sappers got totally kicked, but in the forest, they are much, much better, killing all the Motoselki and losing only only 3 members of the squad. So Sappers are definitely better in forest. They cost 10 points and thus only 3 HP against a 10-point infantry squad against them. Second test. They kill a Motoselki. Will they be able to kill the Selkares, for instance? Let's see. 1 Selkares coming in, and then 1 Spetsnaz coming in. And if they kill the Spetsnaz, I'm going to be impressed. But these guys are 30 points, and these guys are only 10, so it will be quite hilarious if they manage to kill them. Sappers against Selkares, 10-point squad against 15-point squad. These guys anti-infantry. These guys a bit more balanced. So let's see how it turns out. And once again, the HPs are pretty balanced, but the Selkares are stunned really, really quickly. And then, well, their HPs are just falling. Will they survive the fight? 8 HPs against 5. These guys are losing more HPs than against Motoselki, obviously. But it seems like, yeah, they are able to kill Selkares. 4 of them are left, and they still have 83 out of 100 napalm rounds. So they are still capable of fighting a bit, even if they are quite low on HP. The only problem of the sapper is that they don't rely on the napalm. Well, I'm going to talk about that later when I do a global recap of the tests. And now it's Spetsnaz against Sapper. Spetsnaz start to aim, fire their rockets, kill the Sappers in one shot, no big deal. Spetsnaz own everything on the battlefield. These guys are just gods with their napalm RPO rise, or RYS, as you wish. And last little test, Assault Engineers. Well, no, 2 last tests. I won't bother you with Assault Engineers versus Selkares. We all know they are gonna kill them. So let's just test against Selkares. 15 points against 15, with the Assault Engineers being much more anti-infantry than the Spados are. So let's see, coming into range. Start shooting, 1 hit, 7 HP is down, 1 HP down for the Assault Engineer, and they killed Spados quite easily, losing only 1 HP and 2 rockets. So they have got 6 rockets left, so that's basically 3 dead squads in front of them. That's pretty nice. Last test, Assault Engineers versus Spetsnaz. We all remember they got slaughtered in the city, killing only 3 HP of the Spetsnaz, and the Sappers here got slaughtered in 1 shot. Will the Assault Engineers do better? Because knowing they have only 5 HP. And here we go. They are dead, but they still managed to kill 7, 8, and 9 HPs from the Spetsnaz, from their rocket blast and the fire. So that's still pretty good. So basically, let's recap a bit our tests. So, napalm wielding infantry squads with be it rocket launcher or flamethrower are pretty much useless in cities. Sappers are useless, they get killed by anything. Assault engineers can win, but they'll be killed right after and they need resupply. They use all their interesting ammunition, and once they are out of M202 flash ammunition, they are pretty much useless. They can't kill anything, especially with 1 HP, so I wouldn't recommend use them in cities. In forests, however, it's a totally different story. Sappers are quite nice. They are able to slaughter squads of the same price, like the Selkares, with a nice 7 HPs left, so that's pretty nice. And they have a lot of ammunitions left. The little problem with the Sapper is that their kills come from their rifle, the MAT-49. So the less they are, the less efficient they are. So the more they fight, the less they'll be able to kill. So they killed 10 Selkares in the first fight. Maybe they'll be able to kill another 10, but go down to 1 or 2 HPs, and the third squad they'll get slaughtered. On the other hand, the assault engineers in the forests have 5 HP, so they can get killed pretty quickly, but their M202 flash is pretty effective. In 2 hits, it kills any squad, meaning that they can kill 4 squads with their 8 ammos, even if they have only 1 infantry guy left in their squad. Since they only need to use their special weapon, only 1 guy can kill entire squads, whereas the sappers need to be a full 10 squad to be really efficient. So all in all, assault engineers are better in cities, because they can actually kill stuff instead of just routing stupidly, and they are more efficient in forests. So globally, I'd recommend taking assault engineers over sappers, even if sappers are quite nice, in my opinion, as support squads. They are cheaper than assault engineers and stun pretty quickly. So these guys can act on their own. These guys are more of a support role. Put them with any kind of rifle infantry with a rocket launcher. They will help stun infantry squads in front of them and kill them with the other squads, while letting the other squads do the killing. So that's pretty much what I take from this test. Thanks for watching the test, I hope you liked it. And now we're gonna go directly into a skirmish, just to show you. Well, I could have used that thing, but not a problem. Just gonna launch a quick game to explain to you how to deploy your infantry squads basically in a city. So As we saw in the, let's just say we start, no, and never mind. So, maps. Plain, forest, cities. Plain with infantry, never do it. You just get slaughtered. Even an ATGM squad will get slaughtered by tanks. Never let your infantry squads in the open. Two options, forests or cities. Forests, as we saw, are pretty much the domain of the napalm wielding infantry squads, be it rocket launcher napalm weapons or flamethrower weapons. If you want to clean forests, use assault engineers. If you want to support other infantry squads, use sappers. It's pretty much what I took from the tests earlier on. Of course, if they face light vehicles, you'll get slaughtered. So the best way to hold the forest is to have both a few napalm infantry and a few rifle infantry with their rocket launchers, with their RPGs, sorry, to kill enemy vehicles and tanks. Other than that, any infantry squad is better used in cities, because in the open they are pretty much vulnerable. Imagine ATGM squads, even at the edge of forest, can ambush enemy tanks, but one tank shell kills easily 2 to 5 HPs, so your ATGM squads will get slaughtered. Use them in cities. Now in cities, how to organize your city capture. The first thing you need to know is recon infantry. I didn't speak about them because they are in the recon section, so I'll speak about them a bit later. But basically, the disposition you want to have is recon infantry up front. If you have two up front buildings, put one recon in one of them and an ATGM squads in the other, so that they can benefit from their long range and snipe enemy tanks from afar. Then you can put assault squads just behind them, and if the enemy closes up with infantry, exchange your ATGM and your assault rifle infantry to defend the city, and then a bit behind the anti-air squads. Don't put them too much behind in buildings over here if there are any, because they won't be able to kill airplanes once they launch their bombs. So basically, recon and ATGM in the front, rifle infantry just behind, and don't forget to exchange them when the enemy infantry is coming in, and anti-air just a bit further behind. So that's pretty much logical, but just wanted to point that out. In lone buildings like that, it's pretty much recon or ATGM. You can put a basic rifle if it's near a road where there is a lot of enemy units moving. You can kill a few units with your RPGs, but ATGM is quite nice also. So that's basically it for infantry. Napalm in the forest with regular infantry and all the specialist infantry. They are better, they are much more useful, much more durable in the city. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked it, and see you soon for the next category of units in Wargame Island Battle.